Today's spooky spot, we're having a look at the McDonald's Halloween 1995 Kids Meal Premiums. Now, these premiums, you would swear looking at them that they were more McNugget buddies. Sadly, no. By 1995, what we're getting here, at least this year, are actual McDonald's characters dressed up as things. So in this case, we get like Grimace, Birdie, Ronald Mcdonald, and the Hamburglar, that pesky Hamburglar. How he still has employment with McDonald's, I'll never know. The one thing that was different with this year, with these premiums, was the fact that they also came with tapes. Now, some of the tapes aren't necessarily, well, for starters, I won't be able to play them because I don't even have a tape deck anymore. Isn't that sad? I don't even have a tape deck. But each premium did come with a cassette tape. It's a blast for the past. Surprisingly, 1995, I guess tapes were still big. But we get Silly Sing-Along, Magical Radio, Ronald Mcdonald. Another one that we got with one of the premiums was Travel Tunes. Ronald Mcdonald is on the road. You can join him. You can join along. That's number 2. Number 1 was Ronald Makes It Magic. Straight up to number 1. Which, by the way, we're sending our love down the well, all the way down to number 97. If you watch Simpsons, you'll know the joke. And lastly, probably the only one that I think a lot of kids, at least when I was younger, I think I actually picked this up too. The only one that really was Halloween related was Scary Sound Effects. Nightmarish Noise for Halloween. And this was tape number 4. On the back, I like to scare myself, and B, sound effects for you to use. One other thing too that throws me back, well, brings me back to my childhood, was the fact that whenever I used to do trick-or-treating in not the house that I grew up in, but I think the house later on, I had gone trick-or-treating, and there was a house down the street that actually used this cassette for their sound effects. So I hear it, even though I can't play it for you now, but I remember listening to it. It always reminded me of that house that played the scary sound effects. They also handed out pretty good candy too. Let me just add that as well. Okay, so the cassettes really aren't that interesting, except for maybe this one right here. But then along that, we actually got ourselves premiums too. So if you didn't like the tapes, you could also get just the toy premiums. So we're just gonna move those cassette tapes out of the way. Spot really wishes he had a cassette player. Cassette player, I could have played some of those tunes for you. If I do come across a cassette player, by all means, certainly Spot will play that for you at some point. Play that funky music, white boy. Let's get the first one open up. This is number 6. This is Grimace. No surprise really there. It says Grimace on the front. And inside this plastic prison, for starters, we get Grimace. Whatever happened to Grimace? Have you noticed that all the McDonald's characters have just fallen off the map? Even the McBuddies, the McNugget buddies, they're gone too. Now it's just Ronald McDonald. Even then, you don't even see him too much. What's going on? I guess they figure they want to get McDonald's out of that whole let's market it to children, even though they still have Happy Meals. So I don't get it. I guess the kids nowadays are just too cool for Grimace. How that's possible, I really don't know. By the way, I'm throwing this out just as a side note. I would love to see a matchup, a versus between Grimace and Snuffleupagus. A little random. Absolutely it is. Let's put on his costume. You can see that there looks to be a back sheet or a giant marshmallow. Put the front piece on there. Snap it together like so. And we've got Grimace as a ghost. Grimace as a little ghost. Well, he's little only by the size of the toy. I'm sure in real life he would be quite ginormous. And if you don't like Grimace in the ghost, you can just open up the shell here, and you've still got Grimace on his own. His legs rotate. I really don't know why, but you know, if you want to have him sideways, you can do that. But there's Grimace. Grimace as a ghost. Snap that together like so. Put that up. And let's open up the next one. This is number 8. This is Birdie. So So I guess judging by this, if I'm looking at the cassette tapes here, cassettes were 1 to 4, and then we had 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I guess you had to wait quite a bit to actually get the toys. McDonald's was trying to shell off the cassette tapes first. Let's get our costume. You'll notice too, I'm totally guerrilla styling it. No knife in this review. For people that were anxious to see a knife in this review, I'm terribly sorry you're going to be disappointed. I felt like a grown-up in this review as I'm reviewing McDonald's toys. I thought I totally would do this with my bare hands. There's Birdie. Another missing in action McDonald's character. Wearing her pink overalls. Going on there. I used to know a girl in school that always wore overalls. Everywhere she went, it was always overalls. There's the back piece of her. Just going to put that in, like so. And the front part, snap that over top as well. And there you have Birdie as a jack-o'-lantern. Not much of a costume because you clearly know who it is underneath. At least Grimace, aside from his purple feet, at least it's a guessing game as to who it is. Birdie, not so much. Let's open up the next one. You guys can let me know down below if you prefer these reviews with knife or without knife. I'm sure most of your responses will be, Spawn, I want to see it with more knife! Show us more knives! Those are the kind of children we should be worried about. Here you have Ronald Mcdonald. You would think that he's bendable by the fact his arms are just out like this. He could be wanting a hug. His face is a little evil. Just a little bit evil. Ronald Mcdonald. Buy my stuff. Enjoy my burgers! In this case, Ronald Mcdonald, why is his arms out? Why indeed? Well, we put his arms in the costume that he's wearing. Put this over top. And he is Frankenstein's monster. Apparently a much hipper 80s version of McDonald's, of Frankenstein. He's got the shoulder pads going on there. You can still tell it's Ronald by the fact his feet are like this. You know what? The fact his arms are out like this, I'm surprised they didn't give him like a scarecrow costume. I think would have made a little more sense than Frankenstein's monster. With blue hair, I might add. With blue hair. And finally, last, certainly not least, the criminal. The one that McDonald's promotes, crime is good, apparently when it comes to stealing hamburgers at least. We have Hamburglar. I'm just going to get his costume out first. There is Hamburglar. Again, arms out, happy. Happy because he knows that you don't know that he's just stolen a whole bunch of burgers. Hamburglar, you monster. Again, another character that's just MIA. What's happened to Hamburglar? I have no idea. Maybe he's actually serving jail time. They had enough actual evidence to bust him, and now he's serving time behind bars. He's not burgling hamburgers anymore. No siree. Gonna put that on there. Put on the front piece. Oh, helps if Spot put it on the right way. That goes at the back. There we go. Like that. Take the front piece. Snap it over top. And there you have Hamburglar as a vampire Eskimo. I don't know. He's got some furry outfit with a spider on the front. Some bat wings. I guess he is a bat, even though he's got a spider emblem. He's like furry Spider-Man. Who knows? Who really knows? But there you go, guys. Let's zoom the camera out a bit. I don't know if, definitely not one of my favorite years for McDonald's Halloween premiums, but still pretty neat that you could get the McDonald's characters, you could dress them up, even though they are slightly top heavy. There we go. And as well, this was the year that we got ourselves some cassette tapes. Again, the only one really of interest, I would say, is number 4, Scary Sound Effects. There you go. Today's spooky spot, we're having a look at the 1995 McDonald's Halloween premiums. Thanks for watching, as you always do, guys. Certainly stick around. Oh, don't go anywhere. There's more Halloween spooky spots happening this month. Thanks for watching. See you next time.